Hey everyone, buckle up, because today, we're talking about one of the most exciting things to come out of the Street Outlaws world in a long time. Dominator just broke the big tire track record at Penwell Knights Raceway. And trust me, this is more than just a number on a scoreboard. This is a statement. Let me take you back to this past weekend. While most people were winding down from their work week or watching reruns of old NPK races, Dominator was out at Penwell Knights Raceway, in the middle of nowhere, West Texas, where legends are made 1/8 mile at a time. Now, it wasn't a points race, and it wasn't part of a big national series, but it didn't matter. For Dominator, this wasn't about trophies or cameras. This was about proving a point. And, man, did he prove it? Dominator and fellow OG 405 racer Doc showed up at Penwell for a weekend of exhibition passes. Just a couple of heavy hitters making some noise. The goal? Break the track record. The number to beat? A 4.08-second pass, set by none other than Mike Murillo. Most people would be content just getting close to that number. But Dominator? He wasn't interested in close. He laid down a pass that stopped the clocks at 4.10 flat. That's right, he didn't just beat the record. He obliterated it. And in doing so, he reminded everyone why he's still one of the most respected names in the game, even if we haven't seen him much in the big spotlight lately. Here's the thing. Dominator and Doc? They're not just racers. They're part of the foundation of No Prep Kings. Back when NPK was still finding its legs, these guys were out there giving it everything they had, traveling from track to track, building the series one burnout at a time. And even before that, they were out on the streets, real street racing. Dominator didn't need a trailer full of backup parts or a big money sponsor. He had a welder, a garage, and a dream. And that's what made fans fall in love with him in the first place. So, to see them not racing in Speed Promotions 2025 season? Yeah, that stings a little. Let's talk facts. Speed Promotions is basically the spiritual successor to No Prep Kings, especially now that the TV deal has gone quiet. But without the exposure, without the network money, it's a whole different game. And truthfully, Doc and Dominator just don't have the budget to chase the series like some of these mega-funded teams. We're talking about teams showing up with $200,000 engines, fresh tires every round, and pit crews that look like NASCAR. Dominator? He's still tuning his own car, building his own chassis, and likely buying parts second-hand off Facebook Marketplace. So yeah, it's hard to keep up. Here's where it gets brutal. In today's no-rules format, if you want to win, you've got to be running mid to low 3.60s in the 8th mile. That's an absurd amount of horsepower, traction, and finesse. Doc's current setup? It can probably dip into the 3.80s, no sweat. Dominator's turbo dart? Same story. But if you're showing up to a race where the guy in the other lane is running 3.60s consistently, you might as well be standing still. It's not that they don't know how to go fast. It's just that these cars are expensive to keep at that level. And let's be honest, there's no big-name sponsor writing blank checks for these two. Now, before you lose hope, let me drop some good news. Doc has a new car in the works, a beast that he's been building for years. And from the sound of it, it could absolutely compete in the 3.60 territory. The problem? Life happens. Bills, family, priorities. The car isn't finished yet. Same story with Dominator. He's been working on a new build behind the scenes, something he hopes will give him a real shot at competing again at the top level. But again, it all comes down to budget. These guys aren't cashing network checks every month. They're real racers, building what they can, when they can, with what they've got. And that's why this track record at Penwell matters so much. It's not just a number, it's a message. Dominator is still here, still fast, still dangerous. Sure, it's not 360s, but running a 4.00 on a big tire is nothing to sneeze at, especially on a surface like Penwell, which isn't always as sticky as the national tracks. That's real talent. real tuning, real driving. Here's a fun thought. What if these guys went full-time small tire? Dominator's dart on small tires. With the right setup, that thing could dominate local and regional races. And the costs are lower. The competition's still fierce, but not nearly as expensive to chase. I'd love to see Dominator bring out the heavy metal Nova, or another fresh, build to a big small tire shootout. Give him a level playing field. And you'll remember real quick just how lethal this man can be. Street Outlaws has changed a lot since the 405 days. But the heart of this show, and this sport, has always been about guys like Doc and Dominator. The ones who built it from the ground up, with grit, hustle, and heart. We may not see them every week on a national tour, but don't count them out. One pass, one race, one record like this. And they remind everyone why they'll always be part of the story. Dominator's pass at Penwell isn't just about breaking a record. It's about reminding the world what true legacy looks like. In a sport that's becoming more commercialized by the day, Dominator's run is a slap in the face to anyone who ever thought heart couldn't beat horsepower. His legacy wasn't bought. It was built, one busted knuckle at a time. And when he hit that 4.0 row, it was like every hour he spent wrenching in the garage shouted back, "I'm still here, and I'm still fast." Let's be honest, racing at this level isn't cheap. Every tenth of a second shaved off the clock costs thousands of dollars. And when you're running a turbo setup like Dominator's, you're chasing precision like it's a moving target. Boost, timing, suspension, tires, track prep, it all has to be just right. You're tuning your car like a symphony, but if even one note is off, the whole run falls apart. That's what makes what Dominator did so incredible. He doesn't just drive the car, he is the car. What makes this even more powerful is that there weren't any big lights or national TV crews at Penwell. This wasn't done for ratings. This was done for the love of the game. While other racers chased sponsorships and camera time, Dominator chased the stopwatch. And beat it. That's the raw purity of racing we don't see often anymore. It's the kind of moment that reminds us why we all fell in love with Street Outlaws in the first place. Dominator doesn't need to scream to be heard. His engine does the talking. And when it laid down that record-breaking run, it wasn't just a pass. It was a roar. A roar from the 405. A roar from a man who never left, even if he hasn't been center stage lately. Dominator's always played the long game. And this record at Penwell might just be the beginning of something bigger. So what's next for Dominator? He may not be on the full-speed promotions tour right now, but that doesn't mean he's out of the game. With a new build reportedly in the works, and a solid setup already running 4.0 rows, there's every reason to believe we'll see him making waves again soon. Maybe not every weekend, but when he shows up, you'll know it. Because he's not just here to race, he's here to leave a mark. And to all the fans who have stuck with Dominator since the early 405 list days, this one was for you. That 400 pass? That was proof that no matter how many new names enter the scene, no matter how the rules change, no matter how big the haulers get, real racers still exist, and they're still breaking records on their own terms, with the same love they had on day one. Dominator just reset the track record at Penwell, and in doing so, he reset expectations. You don't need $1 million rig or a corporate sponsor to make noise in this game. You need passion, you need determination, and above all, you need grit. That's what Dominator brings every time he pulls up to the line. So don't count him out. He might just be getting warmed up.